Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to start question number 1 of exercise 1.3, which says factorize the following polynomials into linear functions. So first of all, what are polynomials? You must know that any function which contains a variable having power greater than 1 is called a polynomial. See this function, it has a variable which has a power greater than 1, which is 2. So it is a polynomial. And what type of polynomial? It is a quadratic polynomial. What is it? Quadratic. Okay, this one is also quadratic because the highest power is 2. We just have to see the highest power, and if it is greater than 1, then we have to say that it's a polynomial. And what sort of polynomial? It's a quadratic polynomial. Now what is linear function? Any function that has power equal to 1, the greatest power of any function will, if it is equal to 1, then it is called a linear function. For example, x plus 3, y plus 7, and so on, z plus 1. And just if it is written z, then it is also a linear function. Okay, now moving towards what is factorization. You must know these terms. Okay, these are very important to solve this question. Factorization means that we have to find the factors. And what are factors? When we multiply factors of any number together, we get the number again. For example, I've written the factors of 36. 1 into 36, 2 into 18, 3 into 12, 4 into 9, and 6 into 6. These are the two factors, these are again two factors, these are again two factors, and same for next ones. So here when we multiply 1 with 36, we get again 36. So when we multiply these two factors, we get again the original number by itself. So 2 into 18 again gives us 36, 3 into 12 again gives us 36. So whenever you multiply the factors of a number together, we get the number by itself. So here we have to divide these polynomials into linear functions, which are its factors. So when you multiply them again, we again get that real number, that polynomial. Okay. Now moving towards part number 1, which says z square plus 169. So z square plus 169, and majorly whenever we are using, whenever we are solving quadratic polynomials, we are going to use this formula: a square minus b square equals a minus b into a plus b. Then we are going to use the formula a plus b whole square equals a square plus b square plus 2ab. And another formula, I'm going to write it over here, there is no space left there. So a minus b whole square equals a square plus b square minus 2ab. So we are just going to use these three formulas. Here there is no whole square, you can't see a whole square on any term. So here we have a square minus, we have to change this sign into minus. We are just going to use this formula over here. Okay, a square minus b square. So we have to form here a square minus b square. This sign is to be changed into minus, and this whole term is to be changed into b square. So what number has a square as 169? We should know these squares. 13 square gives us 169. Okay, you have to remember this. So here we get a square minus b square equals a minus b into a plus b, and here we have to transform it into a square, which is already done, I guess. Then this positive sign into a negative sign, and then this minus 169 into b square. So first of all, we are going to write it as z square, as it is because it is a square. Now we have to change it into minus, so we are going to write here minus, and then again a minus sign with 169. You see, minus into minus gives us plus. So nothing's changed, just we have to write a negative sign over here, and then we also have to write a negative sign over here so that we can get a positive sign as a whole as required in the question. So z square minus, now we are going to write it as square and square root of minus 169. As these square and square root cancel, so there is no much difference. Okay, so now the next step says z square minus, okay, square root of minus 1 is to be separated, and then square root of 169 with a whole square. You know, we can't forget this whole square. This square and square root cancel, so we can get this term. And now this under root of minus 1 is separated, and under root of 169 is separated. Now we are going to write it as z square minus, Under root 169 gives us 13. Under root of minus 1 gives us iota. How do we get that iota equals square root of minus 1? I've written it over here. We all know this is a very basic knowledge of complex numbers, that iota equals square root of minus 1, and when we take square on both sides it becomes iota square and this term becomes minus 1. So coming back over here with a whole square, okay, this square is never to be forgotten. Okay, now a square minus b square, we have got it now, a square minus b square. And what this formula says on its right side, it says a minus b into a plus b, where a is z and b is 13 iota. So z minus 13 iota into z plus 13 iota. I hope this one is clear. So now we are going to move towards the second part. It says 2z whole square plus 18. So first of all, we have to change it into a square minus b square. This term is to be changed into a square, मतलब a होना चाहिए यहाँ पे, and then this term is to be changed into b square. So how are we going to write it? Square root of 2z whole square. Okay, now when this square and square root cancel, sorry, here comes square as it is. Now when this square and square root cancel, we again get the term 2z square, so there is not any difference, any physical or visible difference. Now there is a negative sign over here, so we are also going to write a negative sign inside the brackets, and then 18 as it is. Now square root of 2z square is to be written as it is, square root of 2z square whole square minus, now we are again going to draw an under root over here, under root of minus 18 whole square. Now we get square root of 2z square minus square root of minus 18 whole square. So here it is square root of 2z square whole square minus square root of 18 remains as it is, but this square root of minus 1 becomes iota. So square root of 18 iota whole square. Now a square minus b square is equal to a minus b into a plus b, where a is 2z square and b is 18 iota. Square root of 18 iota. So we are going to write it as square root of 2z square minus square root of 18 iota into square root of 2z square plus square root of 18 iota. I hope you get it. Now moving towards the next part, it says 3z square plus 363. So first of all, we are going to again draw the square root on both these terms. Square root of 3z square whole square plus, sorry, we have to remove this negative sign. Okay, minus into minus 363. So it becomes square root of 3z square whole square minus square root of minus 363 whole square. Now square root of 3z square remains as it is, whole square, minus this square root of minus 1 becomes iota whole square equals to, now a square minus b square, we've got it, so we are going to write it as a minus b 3z square minus square root of 363 iota into square root of 3z square plus square root of 363 iota. So now we are going to move towards part number 4. It says z square plus 3 by 25. So we have to change it into a square minus b square. This term is also in the form is already in the form of a square. We have to change this sign into -1 and then 3 by 25 into b square. So we get z square minus into minus 3 by 25. This sign changing is the first step, I guess, and then equals z square minus square root of minus 3 by 25 whole square, because when this square and square root cancel, we again get minus 3 by 25, which is the same as the question. So now the next step says z square minus square root of 3 divided by 5 iota whole square. Isn't it so? Because square root of 25 gives us 5 and square root of -1 gives us iota. So we have written it this way, and then it is in the form of a square minus b square. So we are going to write it as z minus square root of 3 by 5 iota into z plus square root of 3 by 5 iota. I hope you've gotten it. Now we are going to start part number 5, which says 2z cube plus 3z square minus 10z minus 15. So first of all, in these two terms we have to take z square as common, and then we get 2z. Now z square into z gives us z cube, so we can write it here like this, and plus 3, z square is taken as common. So plus 3 minus 5 into 2z plus minus into minus plus, and 5 3s are 15, so 2z plus 3. Now we are going to write it as z square minus 5 into 2z plus 3. Now this is already a linear factor, so we don't have to change it, we just have to change it, and we have to change it in the form of a square minus b square. So it is already in the form of a square and we have to convert it in the form of b square. So we are going to write it as, first of all we are going to write it as it is, because this has to remain the same till the end of the answer. And here we can write it as z square minus square root of 5 whole square. Now 2z plus 3 as it is into z square minus square root of 5 square, a square minus b square, where a is z and b is square root of 5. So a minus b into a plus b. Using which formula have we written it in the form of a minus b into a plus b? This formula, okay, a square minus b square equals a minus b into a plus b. So now we have just written them all in the form of linear factors, and this quadratic function has been, sorry, it's not quadratic, it's a polynomial, it has been factorized. For part number 6, which is z cube minus 7z plus 6, we have to use synthetic division. Do you remember you have studied synthetic division, I guess, in class number 10? Because it's like, okay, we are going to solve it and then we are going to revise it with each and every step. So z cube, first of all, we have to complete all the terms within it. Here there is z cube, but there is no z square. Z square is missing, and then there is z, and then there is no z, a constant number. So first of all, we have written z cube plus 0z square minus 7z plus 6. So you can see that there it is decreasing in descending order in the way z cube, then square, then z power 1, and then z power 0. So now we have to write the coefficients of the polynomial here. First of all, like 1, 0, minus 7 and 6. And now we have to divide it by any number. You can choose any number, literally any number. So first of all, we are going to do it with, okay, let's try it with 1, okay? So first of all, we have to bring it down over here the same way as it is, 1. Now we have to multiply this term with this term, okay? So 1 into 1 gives us 1. Now we have to add these two terms. 0 plus 1 gives us 1. Now we have to again multiply this term and this term. 1 into 1 gives us 1. Now minus 7 plus 1 gives us, we have to add these two terms. So minus 7 plus 1 gives us minus 6. Now minus 6 multiplied by 1 gives us 6. And sorry, minus 6 into 1 gives us minus 6. And 6 minus 6, we have to add these two terms. 6 minus 6 gives us 0. Now this 0 is separated, okay? Now when it is separated, now we have to write this left of the term with the greatest power 1 less than the greatest power of the original polynomial. The original polynomial has the greatest power as 3. Now we have to start it with 2. Not 1, not 0. We have to just start it with 1 less than the greatest power of the original polynomial. Original polynomial has the greatest power 3, so we are going to start it with 2. So x square, sorry, it is z square, okay? Z square plus z minus, okay, no minus, okay? Now we have to write the coefficients. There is another term which has z power 0, so we have to write it over here. Now we have to write their coefficients with them. So 1 with the first term, then 1 with the second term, and then this minus 6 as it is. And then we have to multiply this whole term with another term. What would be that another term? Just guess. Okay, let me tell you. here it is written 1, so this means that z equals 1. Okay, z equals 1, not 11, it's 1. Oops, sorry. It's 1. Z equals 1. So by bringing 1 on this side, we can get z minus 1 equals 0. Whenever something equals 0, it's almost like a factor. So this is one of the factors, because when we have divided it with 1, the answer became 0. If it were not to be 0, if it is, let's say, if it comes out to be 3, then it's not 0, and then this number cannot be a factor. But because the remainder turns out to be 0, so that's why this is the factor. And now we are going to bring this 1 over here, and z minus 1 is the factor. So we are going to write here z minus 1. Okay, if here was, let me change it. Let's just suppose that here it is written minus 1. What would then the value of z be, or what would be the factor then? Yes, it would be equal to z. And now when this is brought over here on the right hand side, on the left hand side, we get z plus 1 equals 0. So the factor would be z plus 1, but here we have got just plus 1. So we are going to bring here minus 1, and this answer would be z minus 1. Okay, so now we are just erasing it, and now we are going to do this. Equals to z square plus z minus 6 into z minus 1. Now this has become a linear factor, so we are not going to rationalize or divide it anymore. Not rationalize, sorry, factorize or divide it anymore. Now we are just going to write it as it is till the end of the answer, and here it is written z square plus z minus 6. How are we going to factorize this term? Yes, we are going to use the quadratic formula, z square plus z minus 6. Now using quadratic formula, we are just going to use quadratic formula in this term, so we are just going to ignore this term for some while, and then in the final answer we are going to write it as it is. Okay, so using quadratic formula, we have z square plus z minus 6, where a equals to 1, b equals to 1, and c equals minus 6. So z equals minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a. So z equals minus, now we are just going to put these values of a, b and c, minus 1 plus minus square root of b square. B is 1, so 1 square is 1, minus 4 into minus 6 into 1. So 4 into 6 gives us 24, and this negative and negative sign cancels to become positive. So here 1 plus 24 whole divided by 2 into a. 2 into a is 1, so 2 into 1 gives us 2. Z equals minus 1 plus minus square root of 25 whole divided by 2. So z equals minus 1 plus minus 5 whole divided by 2. Now first of all we are going to solve it with positive sign and then with the negative sign. So for z1 equals minus 1 plus 5 by 2. So 5 minus 1 gives us 4 by 2, which is equal to 2. Now we are going to solve for z2. z2 equals minus 1 minus 5 whole divided by 2 equals minus 1 minus 5 gives us minus 6 by 2 gives us minus 3. So the two values of z are minus 3 and 2. For z1 equals 2, we can write it as, we are going to do the next step over here. z1 equals 2. Actually it is the value of z, we have just written 1 to differentiate it. So z, when we bring 2 over here, we get z minus 2 equals 0. So one of the factor is z minus 2, and the other factor z2 equals minus 3. From this we get z2 equals minus 3. So when we bring minus 3 over here and just removing 2 because it is basically z, we have just differentiated it from each other. We have given them the symbols 1 and 2. Okay, so z plus 3 equals 0. This is one of the factors. So first factor was z minus 1, which we will write as it is. The next factor, z square plus z minus 6, we have just simplified this whole term z square plus z minus 6 into these two terms, z minus 2 and z plus 3. So we are going to write here z minus 2 into z plus 3. So this is our answer for this question. In part number 6, we have used synthetic division to find one of the roots, but there is one more way to find its roots. Synthetic division is a bit long process. To make it shorter, we just use a simple technique to find what number can be a root of the polynomial, of the given polynomial. So first of all, we just write it as z equals 1. Just suppose that z equals 1. We are going to put 1 in this equation, and then not an equation, it's a polynomial. We are going to put 1 in this polynomial and then find out if the answer turns out to be 0. Then it is one of the factors, but if the answer is not 0, then it's not a factor. So first of all, by putting 1, we get 1 cube plus 2 into 1 square minus 23 into 1 minus 60 gives us 1 plus 2 minus 23 minus 60. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 minus 23 gives us minus 20, and minus 20 minus 60 gives us minus 80. So it's not a root. Now z equals 2. 2 cube plus 2 into 2 square minus 23 into 2 minus 60 equals 2 cube gives us 8 plus 2 square 4 into 2 gives us again 8 minus 23 into 2s are 46 minus 60. So sorry, it is negative sign. So minus 60, 8 plus 8 gives us 16. 16 minus 46 gives us minus 30, and minus 30 minus 60 gives us minus 90. Now we are moving towards the next number, which is 3. Okay, z equals 3. 3 cube plus 2 into 3 square minus 23 into 3 minus 60 equals 3 cube gives us 27 plus 2 into 3 square gives us 3 square is 9, 9 into 2 gives us 18, minus 23 into 3 gives us 69 minus 60. So 27 plus 18 we get 45, minus 69 minus 60 gives us minus 129. So 45 minus 129 we get 4, and 4 to 12 we get minus 84. That's not the solution, so z equals 4. So 4 cube plus 2 into 4 square minus 23 into 4 minus 60 equals 4 cube gives us 64 plus 4 square is 16, 16 to 2 gives us 32 minus 23 into 4 we get 2 and 92 minus 60. So 64 minus 60 we get 4. 4 plus 32 we get 36. 36 minus 92. 36 minus 92 we get 6, and here 5. 56. That's not the answer, so z equals 5. 5 cube plus 2 into 5 square minus 23 into 5 minus 60 equals 5 cube gives us 125 plus 5 square is 25, 25 into 2 gives us 50 minus 23 into 5, 3 5s are 15, 5 1 carry 2 5s are 10, 11 हो गया, and then minus 60. So here we get 50 minus 60 minus 10, and 125 minus 10 we get 115, and 115 minus 115 we get 0. So here we got the answer 0. So z equals to 5 is a factor of this number. So now we are going to divide it by synthetic division with the number 5. So now we are going to remove this all, because this all is the rough work. We just have to find out the number which gives us the answer 0, so that we can divide it using synthetic. Now we are going to do it synthetic division with the number 5. Okay, first of all we are going to write the coefficient of z cube. Okay, first of all we have to see that if it is in the right descending order, first number is 3. So the next should be 2, the next should be 1, and the next should be 0, which is in the right order. So this polynomial is complete in itself. Now we are going to write the coefficient of z cube, which is 1. Now the coefficient of z square, which is 2, coefficient of z, which is minus 23, and the coefficient of z naught, or you can say the constant term, which is minus 60. Now we are going to write it as 1 will be written here as it is. So 1 into 5 gives us 5. 5 plus 2 gives us 7, and 7 into 5 gives us 35. Now 35 minus 23 we get 12, and when 12 is multiplied with 5 we get 60, and 60 minus 60 gives us 0. So the last term has become 0, the remainder is 0. So now we are going to write this whole thing in the form of a polynomial or a quadratic equation, because we have to just reduce this greatest power with 1, and so it becomes 2. And now we are going to write it in the form of z square plus a coefficient with z plus something constant. Okay, so the first term is 1, so we are going to write here 1, then with z we are going to write 7, and then the constant term will become 12. This is one of the factors, and the other factor is z equals 5. So when 5 is brought over here, we get z minus 5 equals 0. So this is also one of the factors. We are going to write it over here, z equals 5. Sorry, z minus 5. Z minus 5. So now we have to factorize this term. So this one is z minus 5. Now z minus 5 will be written as it is through till the end of the question. So z minus 5 into z square plus 7z plus 12. Now we are going to do midterm breaking of this factor. So z minus 5 into z square plus 4z plus 3z plus 12. So for midterm break, we have to divide this 12 into its factors. Its factors are 4 and 3, because 4 multiplied by 3 gives us 12. 4 3s are 12 now. So, and they must add to become this term, this middle term. So when we add these two terms, 4 plus 3, we get 7, and z is written as it is. So now we are going to write it as z minus 5 into z is taken common in between these two terms, and inside the bracket we get z plus 4 plus 3 is taken common in these two terms, and again we get z plus 4. Now z minus 5 into z plus 4 written as it is into z plus 3. So this is your answer of part number 7. Now we are going to move towards part number 8. Now the question is 2z cube plus 9z squared minus 11z minus 30. Now again we are going to put the values of z, check if the answer is 0 or not. If the answer becomes 0, then it is a factor, and then we are going to synthetically divide it. So first of all, z equals 1. So 2 into 1 cube plus 9 into 1 square minus 11 into 1 minus 30 equals 2 plus 9 minus 11 minus 30. So it becomes minus 41. Minus 41 plus 9 gives us minus 32. Minus 32 plus 2 gives us minus 30. So this is not a factor. So z equals 2. 2 into 2 cube plus 9 into 2 square minus 11 into 2 minus 30 equals 2 cube is 8. 8 into 2s are 16 plus 2 square is 18. 18 into 9s are 162 minus 22 minus 30. Sorry, I was doing it wrongly. We are going to repeat it. 2 into 2 cube. 2 cube gives us 8. 8 into 2 we get 16 plus 2 square gives us 4. 4 into 9 gives us 36 minus 11 into 2 gives us 22 minus 30. So now minus 30 minus 22 we get minus 55, and 36 plus 16 we get 2 here, and then 3 plus 1 4 and 5. Sorry, here it is also 52. Okay, 52 minus 52 we get 0. So now we get that 2 is a factor of this polynomial. Now we are going to synthetically divide it by 2. Now we are going to divide it by 2. Okay, the sorry, we have to change the color. Okay, now the coefficient of z cube is to be written over here. Then coefficient of z square 9. coefficient of z minus 11, and coefficient of z naught is, or constant is, minus 30. Now 2 comes here as it is. 2 into 2 gives us 4. 4 plus 9 gives us 13. 13 into 2 gives us 26. 26 minus 11. 26 minus 11 we get 5 and 1 5. 15. 15 into 2 we get 30, and 30 minus 30 we get 0. So now we are going to write it in the form of a quadratic equation, because the highest power here is 3 and we have to write it here as 2. So 2z square plus 13z plus 15 within brackets, and then the other term is z equals 2, so z minus 2 equals 0. This term would remain same and we have to solve this term. So z minus 2 is to be remained as it is, and 2z square plus 13z plus 15. Now we are going to use a quadratic formula to solve this question. Here we are going to use it. 2z square plus 13z plus 15. Now a here is 2, b is 13 and c is 15. Z equals minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a. You know what is this formula called? Yeah, it is quadratic formula. Now we are going to use these a, b and c in this formula. So we get z equals minus b minus 13 plus minus square root of 13 square gives us 169 minus 4 into 2 into 15 whole divided by 2 into 2. Z equals minus 13 plus minus square root of 169 minus 4 2s are 8. 8 into 15 we get 120 whole divided by 2 2s are 4. Z equals minus 13 plus minus square root of 9. 6 minus 2 we get 4, and 1 minus 1 is 0 whole divided by 4. So z equals minus 13 plus minus square root of 49 we get 7 whole divided by 4. Okay, now the first value we get z equals minus 13 plus 7 whole divided by 4 equals to minus 13 plus 7 we get minus 6 by 4 equals minus 3 by 2. So now we are going to bring 2 over here, so we get 2z equals minus 3, so 2z plus 3 equals 0. This is one of the factors. Now the other factor would be with this sign as negative, because here it is written plus minus. So now we are going to use this negative sign. Z equals minus 13 minus 7 whole divided by 4 equals minus 13 minus 7 we get minus 17, sorry, minus 20. Minus 20 whole divided by 4, and minus 20 by 4 is minus 5. So z equals minus 5, which from which we get z plus 5 equals 0. So z plus 5 is also one of the factors. 2z plus 3, z plus 5, and here we get z minus 2. This whole term is divided into 2z plus 3 and z plus 5. So we are going to write these two terms in its place. Z minus 2 into z plus 5 into 2z plus 3. So this is your answer. So here it is part number 9, which is z square minus 7z plus 8. How are we going to solve it? Just guess it. Okay, we are going to use midterm break formula. In midterm break, we have to find two factors of the numbers a and c. Here a is equals to 1, b equals minus 7, and c equals minus 8. We have to multiply a and c, and their factors are used to add or subtract to form the b term. Okay, for example, here it is 8 into 1, we get minus 8. Okay, so minus a, here it is 1, a is 1 and c is minus 8, so we get minus 8. Now their factors can be which I want is minus 7 and minus 8 and 1. Okay, minus 8 into 1 we get minus 8 now. Now when we add them, We are not subtracting, we are adding them. When we add both these terms, we get b term, which is minus 7. So this is what we want to get. Okay, now we are using this whole rough work to find the midterm break. So we get these two factors, minus 8 and 1, which we are using here. So we are going to write it as z square minus 7z minus 8 equals, now minus 8 and 1, so we are going to write it as z square minus 8z plus z minus 8. Minus 8 plus 1 gives us minus 7, so it is just according to our question. Okay, now taking z as common, we get z minus 8 plus 1 as common, so we get z minus 8. Now we can write it as z minus 8 into z plus 1, so z plus 1, and here we get two factors, z minus 8 and z plus 1. So these two are the linear factors of this given question. Okay, so now we are moving towards the next part. So our next question says 4z square minus 7z minus 11. So for midterm break, to midterm break this whole polynomial, we get 4 a into c. The term is factorized. Okay, we get an answer and we factorize it. Sorry, just wait a while. Those factors are, there are two factors which are added and subtracted to make b. Okay, here a is 4, b is minus 7 and c is minus 11. So first of all, we are going to multiply a with c. A is 4 into 11, we get 44, sorry, minus 44. And now we have to find its factors such that they make minus 7 when they are added or subtracted. So its factor can be, I guess 4 and minus 11 are the best factors, 4 and minus 11. When both these factors are added, we get minus 7, which is equal to b. Okay, so we can use these two factors over here. The polynomial given is 4z square minus 7z minus 11 equals 4z square minus 11z plus 4z, sorry, we are going to write it as plus 4z minus 11z minus 11 equals to, now here we can take 4z as common. Inside the bracket we are going to write 4z is taken common, so there is only z left over here, plus 1 minus 11 is taken as common, so we get z plus 1. Now we are going to write it as z plus 1 as it is, and then this term is written as 4z minus 11. So we have changed this quadratic polynomial into these two linear factors. Thank you so much.